What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NFL DFS video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. I just did the week 1 Thursday night football breakdown slate. Go check that out. The video is on my channel. This is the first look lineup video for week 1. As you guys know, if you're new to the channel, now you will know. Um, every week, I will early on in the week, probably Mondays or Tuesdays. I know that today is not Monday or Tuesday; it's a Wednesday. But normally on Tuesdays after Monday Night Football, I come in and we'll do a first look lineup together. Just kind of first thoughts on the slate. Don't do too crazy of a breakdown. Just kind of talk about the guys we want to put in the line, and then go from there. All right. So, with that being said, that's what we're going to do here. GreenlightDFS.com to join the squad. The NFL Week 1 pass is available now at Greenlight. You can grab that, get Showdown on Thursday, all the Showdowns through Monday, and then you also get college football as well. Okay, and then the main slate, obviously. So let's have another fantastic season, man. We only lost like 3 weeks of the entire season last year, so looking to repeat that and have another huge season. And I'm liking this first look lineup that I got working with. I've got multiple lines that I really, really like early on. Obviously, as more of the week goes on, I'll kind of hone into a perfection come Sunday morning. But as of right now, I'm really liking certain ways to go. Now, starting off at quarterback, obviously, and we'll get more into a breakdown and we'll talk everybody come Friday, all right? We'll do the full slate breakdown on Friday, but for now, we're just going to talk about the guys we're putting in the first look lineup and kind of why we're doing so. So, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, these guys at the top are all fine options. But somebody who really sticks out to me this week, who's very interesting and could go low owned, is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's going against one of the league's worst secondaries. They gave up the fourth most fantasy points per game to quarterback last year. Baker Mayfield's in a pass-heavy situation here in Tampa Bay. They're a pass-heavy team. Well, I mean, that's going off Tom Brady being at quarterback, but I'm expecting them to still be pass-heavy in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield's only 4'9", and he's an underdog, playing from behind in a dome. You guys know, most of the time I like at home in a dome, but Baker Mayfield's only 4'9". He's got the reins of this Tampa Bay offense. He's got weapons like Godwin and Mike Evans. He should do just fine. Playing from behind in a pass-heavy script, I think Baker Mayfield is incredibly sneaky. Now, who are we going to pair him with? Because obviously we want to pair him with somebody. We're going to go ahead and pair him with the number one guy there for Tampa Bay, the guy that is going to be his safety valve on these short little routes, and that's going to be Chris Godwin. We're going to lock Chris Godwin in with Baker Mayfield. That's how we're going to pair the things together. I think Godwin's going to be somebody that Mayfield's able to rely on as a safety valve, somebody who is just going to consistently be there and open for him to complete some passes and move the ball down the field. So Chris Godwin is in a great spot here. It's in a dome, such a pass-heavy spot, man, against a bad secondary. I think Chris Godwin's in a great spot. So Mayfield and Godwin to run that back. On the other side of this game, got to go with my boy Justin Jefferson, especially in a GPP style build that we're working with for the first look here. Baker Mayfield, Godwin running it back with the at home in a dome Justin Jefferson, who is a fantastic option as well. Absolutely love him. Let's talk running backs. Jonathan Taylor's expected to miss. I'm expecting Deion Jackson to be the starting running back here and get most of the work. At only 4-1, he's near a lock on this first slate of the year. So keep an eye on this situation. But last year, when Taylor would miss any games, Deion Jackson would be their go-to guy there. So expect Deion Jackson to get some good work. Great play at only 4-1, allowing us to be able to get a guy like Justin Jefferson and spend money on a guy like Austin Eckler, who on Draftkings is full point PPR, is an absolute stud. In a game that should be a high total. Like, I love the Chargers and Miami game. In a game with such a high total, getting Austin Eckler is a fantastic choice here, and we have the money to do so. So, I absolutely love Austin Eckler. I know he's 8'4". He's not a guy that's going to get a ton of carries, but he is going to get an elite number of targets in the past game. So, in full point PPR, I love Eckler. Next up, Tyreek Hill to run him back. Man, this is sexy. This is sexy. Tyreek Hill to run him back. I don't need to explain this much. Tyreek Hill's an absolute beast. This is a very pass-heavy game. It's an amazing spot. High total. Definitely want some pieces of that. Next, As a value in the utility, Marvin Mims Jr. There's a lot of injuries going on with Denver right now, and they're going to need Mims to step up. He's going to get a lot of snaps here, and at 3K, he's probably a lock on this slate. All right, with all the injuries Denver is dealing with in that receiver core, at 3K with the amount of snaps and the amount of time this dude's going to be on the field, I really like this spot for Marvin Mims Jr. So lock in Marvin Mims as an amazing value play as well. At tight end, let's go defense first because tight end's something I'm able to play with. I'm going to go Washington. Washington's expected to have a, it's not letting me lock in the defense. There's little things that we got to sort out with the optimizer still early on in the season, so we'll get that situated. Last year, for some reason, it wouldn't lock in defense either, so it's all good. It is what it is. But Commanders is a fantastic spot. Only 2-8 at home in Washington going against Arizona. Washington's expected to be a solid defense this season, and they're just one of my favorite defenses on the entire slate. It makes so much sense to just punt and get a cheap D in a great spot like this against Arizona at home in Washington. I just really love the Commanders' D. All right. With that being said, after everything, we have a total of 3-9 remaining at tight end. All right. After you get the Commanders in, we got 3-9 remaining at tight end. My top 3-9 option is going to be Chig Okongwu against New Orleans. Just because I think he's going to get a solid amount of targets this year. He ended the year very nicely last year. New Orleans is a favorite here, so Tennessee is expected to have a bit more of a throw-heavy game script. Obviously, they love running the ball with Derrick Henry, but I'm expecting some targets here for Chig Okongwu, and I like this spot for him playing from behind against New Orleans in this one. And it is a dome, I believe. They're playing in New Orleans. So it's a dome, so it's good for pass catchers, good for quarterbacks. That's all good. And I kind of just landed on that price, which is why I'm playing him. Obviously, you can play with things if you would like, but all of this is so beautiful to me. If you want to drop Eckler down, let's see the options. With that being said, let me put Okongwu in. I think Okongwu is going to have a solid season. There we go. I think he's going to have a solid season, man. I really, really do. He's going to play a good amount of snaps. He's a good offensive target, offensive weapon in that offense. So I really think he's going to be solid. Playing from behind in a dome, it's a good spot for him at only 3-8. And that's it. So we got Baker Mayfield, Deion Jackson, Austin Eckler, Chris Godwin, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Chig Okongwu, and Marvin Mims. The reasoning behind these plays: Baker Mayfield is in a pass-heavy offense this year. He's going to be playing from behind in a dome against a team that gave up the fourth most fantasy points to quarterbacks last season. Pairing him up with Chris Godwin, an amazing safety valve option who tends to always be open that Mayfield's going to look to heavily. Austin Eckler in that high total game against Miami. Love that spot. Deion Jackson, Jonathan Taylor missing. Probably going to be the starter, but keep an eye on that. But at 4-1, he's a lock. Justin Jefferson running back my Tampa Bay guys. Tyreek Hill just getting another exposure to that game, which is fantastic. Chig Okongwu, we just land on that price, and I'm expecting a big season out of him. I think he's going to be a great weapon in that pass game for them. Marvin Mims has a great value at Bearman 3K. With all the injuries to Denver, he should see a lot of snaps week one. And then Washington defense, for some reason the optimizer doesn't want to lock in the defense part, but Washington Commanders finishes it off right here. Now, if we were to go to running back, sorry. I had a little thing. Okay. Now, if we're to go to running back, there's some different options that you could do. You could go down from Eckler. You can go to a Josh Jacobs against Denver if you want to. Let me look at how that script's expected to go. Who's expected to win? Denver is 4-point favorites. So Jacobs, the script doesn't really ask for a ton of him. Robinson's expected to get a lot of work in that offense. But there's nobody who really, really sticks out to me as, oh, man, I really need this spot. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is fantastic. Outside of Deion Jackson and, some other spots. So, yeah, I think Austin Eckler's my main go-to guy because it's full-point PPR. And as I was working through this first look lineup, things just kind of came together perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. The way it flows, the game script expected, the way it correlates with each other. Like, it's just a beautiful first look lineup. Expect even better come Sunday morning from your boy, posted at greenlightdfs.com. Shameless plug. But yeah, greenlightdfs.com. We should get even better than this by then. But yeah, I love this first look. I know a lot of people might be like, Baker Mayfield, oh my God. But you got to look at it from the perspective of, man, the opportunity here in this spot for him is great to have a bounce back season here. He did well in some games for the Rams last year when he took over for a little bit. Just a great spot for him in a pass heavy Tampa Bay offensive scheme. Passing to Godwin, Mike Evans. He's got some weapons, man. So I love this spot for him. And pairing him with his top pass catcher is cheap. And they're going to be throwing. So I just really like it. And then we're getting a couple people in the Chargers Miami game. And they're both the two top players on each team. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's going to be a great week. Drop a like down below if you haven't already. Comment what you think about this slate, what you think about how we're doing for this first look. What do you think about Chiga Kongwo? Do you agree with me? Do you think he's going to have a solid season? I get Tennessee's a run-heavy team, but I think when they do pass, he's going to have some opportunities, man. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me as always. I'll see y'all Friday for the full slate breakdown. We'll go position by position and really get in depth with the slate, all right? Peace.